Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. So, what I wanted to do in this video is discuss 5 U.S. coins that I'm keeping a close eye on as we head into April 2020. Keeping in mind that right now, the overall market, all right, and this encompasses precious metals, the stock market, every available index known to man as of right now, with everything going on with this global event that we're facing, is continually getting pummeled. A lot of people cashing out for whatever reason. It's a fear-based reaction, of course. But with coins, I'm surprised to say that there are a number of different coins that are holding tight. All right, and we're seeing little, if no, kind of like wild price swings, which is very favorable. I wouldn't have thought, even with the price of precious metals dipping the way it is right now. Of course, the big one, silver, it's dropped over 30% from its highs, like 10 days ago. It's very surreal just to even think about. But what I've compiled are 5 coins or coin types that you guys need to pay attention to, because one thing is a foregone conclusion with this whole market that we're in right now, and the uncertainty that goes around with it, is that these coins are going to decline. They're not going to decline as quickly or as rapidly as some of the other coin types, which I figured we just go ahead and talk about a few of the coins or coin types that I would probably avoid at this juncture, only because they were priced way high at the beginning, and you're going to see more slippage on those particular type of U.S. coins. And this is particularly important, especially if you're an investor, or possibly you're just a collector. Okay, you like to assemble what I call some of the nicest types of coins. There's a pretty stark differentiation between someone who is into numismatics and just collects anything to an investor. Usually an investor, they'll focus on coins that are $1,000 and up, and they'll own X amount of pieces. Whereas, folks like me who typically dabbles in just about everything, I collect 5-cent coins that are worth 5 cents. And it goes all the way up from there. Okay, it really depends. But again, this video is going to be geared towards identifying 5 of what I feel like right now, based off of the metrics, what I've seen sales-wise, 5 of the, if not hottest, probably the most lukewarm, just very comfortable coins to hold on to. And then when everything blows over with this global event, sure enough, the buyers are going to come back out in the market, and you're going to have a lot of coins. They're going to be worth a lot of money. People are going to be getting back into work. They're going to be making money. It's going to be crazy. So, anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at a few selections. And the number one, I would say, is going to be Seated Liberty coinage. Now, not all Seated Liberty is going to fall under this umbrella. Okay, there's a certain couple of denominations that I would personally keep an eye out on. Okay, that's going to be Seated Liberty quarters, half dollars, and probably to a lesser extent dollar coins. Now, the reason why I say dollar coins is probably the least important out of the 3, but yet the most expensive coin to own, bar none between the 3, is that these coins are priced high as it is. Even beat up, cleaned examples still command $200 to $300 in the open marketplace, which is asinine if you think about it. Another thing to keep in mind with those dollar coins is a lot of them have small, minuscule mintage numbers, okay, which will sway the market a little bit because of their relative scarcity in the marketplace. So just taking a kind of like a glance at some of the completed auctions that are most recent as of the recording of this video, things personally that I would probably stay away from are problem coins such as this 1859.0. I mean, we're talking a coin that sold for under $20. But you have coins with holes and little scratches and things of that nature. Coins that relatively wouldn't command a whole great secondary market unless it was a key date or a rare variety. But aside from that, I would focus on coins that probably are slabbed. Any reasonably graded coin, VF and higher, what I would say is kind of like a holding pattern and possibly a buying coin or commodity here within the next probably 3 to 4 weeks. So definitely keep an eye out on some of this. Like this 1849-0 is a pretty good choice. Okay, you could do a whole lot worse. I mean, this coin here sold earlier today for $230. And, you know, VF35, it's graded through PCGS. I can see the slab holder in this image. But if we go on down the line here, you know, you're really playing with fire if you get into these raw coins. 50% of them probably are cleaned. Okay, clean coins don't equate to a whole heck of a lot in the secondary market. You know, they're old and they're kind of like fool's gold. So they could trick you pretty good. The 1877S that you see here is a great example. So any sort of earlier proof coinage during the seeded era, which typically would fall like 1840 to 1891. All right, these are coins that are safe buys. The proof coins, some of them, if you get too high in grade, can become like really cumbersome, expensive. I would probably stay away from coins like that. The general business strike coins is, I would say, where the sweet spot lies for seeded coins. So if you're able to find, you know, coins like this 1842, it's a nice early date. It's one of the first out of the first 3 or 4 years in which the seeded Liberty series was spawned from. So this 1842 as an XF40 is a great investment piece that will hold its value and will probably go up in the future as people get back into the economy of buying coins. So I've also had a question about these shipwrecks, like the SS Republic. Those are kind of tricky because they've always been expensive, even though the coins themselves are damaged. But they have that, you know, shipwreck provenance that everybody loves. So this one right here, I would just kind of tread carefully on these coins because they are already expensive. I just don't see a lot of movement with these coins. Any shipwreck effect, because the salt has gotten to them. They have eaten into the coins. And, you know, it's either you love shipwreck coins or you don't. There's no gray shaded area with any of this stuff. Again, the raw coins, stay away from, unless, you know, that is your kind of bread and butter, you know, position as far as monies or investments concerned. But definitely, even if the graded coin is only worth $100, you know, that would be an absolute sweet buy. You know, and key dates are going to be one of those coins that are going to drop in value and then go back up once this all settles down. So seeded Liberty $50 is the number 5 pick on my top list here. The next one is a recent coin, and that's going to be the 2019S Enhanced Reverse Proof Silver Eagle. I got great news for you. This coin, graded Proof 70, whether it's through NGC or PCGS, has dropped about 10 to 15% in the last 10 days. Ta-da! We have a coin with a nice low mintage that is going to follow the trajectory of the 1995 West Point Silver Eagle one day. So this is an absolute no-brainer. I would definitely pick these up on the dip. This example, this first one right out of the gate that sold within the last like hour, sold for $1526.81. Now that seems like a lot, all right? Keep in mind, when this coin came out with a buy price of around $60 to $70, it sold out just like that, all right? So when it sold out, it went into the secondary market. These coins, right out of the gate, in their original mint packaging, sold for about $1,000 to $1,500, not even graded. To make matters even more complicated, your third-party graders like PCGS and NGC, they also authenticate the actual certificate that's enclosed with every purchase of the 2019 S Enhanced Reverse Proof Eagle. All right, so if you're able to get one of those certificates with a serial number of like 1 to 100, that's a lot of money. These coins have sold in excess of $10,000. Now, here's where this buying opportunity is going to come in. These coins will probably drop about another 10%. I don't see it dropping a whole lot more than that unless this world event kind of stretches out throughout the rest of the year, and then, it's just, everybody's going to be dumping to have money in their hands. So, keep a close eye on this coin. I would stick with Proof 70s if you can afford it. Proof 69 would be the end of the world. I would stay away from Proof 68s, only because that's a really low grade for this coin that was made and constructed in such high-grade fashion that it just wouldn't make any sense to buy anything less than a 69. So you're looking at $1,500 or so for about a Proof 70 through either grading company. The Proof 69s, again, you're looking at around $800 to $900, maybe $1,000 in some strange occurrence. But this is a coin that a couple weeks ago was selling for $1,000 in 69. So if we went all the way down to March 5th, as you can see, here is a sealed example that sold for $1,300, whereas some of the other ones that we saw, keeping in mind that the raw ones are dropping down quite a bit, those are going to be huge buys here in the next couple weeks or 3 weeks as we head into April. But you can see a Proof 70 here, PCGS, sold for $1,670. That's with the $20 shipping, by the way, for those of you keeping score. This has dropped, again, 10 to 15%. I could see another 10% drop on this, and then it's time to pounce. Okay, these things are not going to be cheap, ladies and gentlemen, 5 years on down the line. If you can afford to pick up a number of them, it would be a great investment piece that will certainly bring back some huge gains, in a few years. But yeah, this is an incredible pick. Keep an eye out on the 2019S Enhanced Reversed American Eagles. All right, the third coin on my list is going to be Mercury Dimes, and the narrative stays the same, much like the seeded Liberty half dollars. Try and focus on high-grade coins. All right, for example, this is a mint state 66 44D. It's a common date. It's not even a full torch or a full bands coin. And this is going to be like your cheap options, but take a look at what you get for the money. This is an incredible bargain. If you could buy like 100 of these at about $22 to $23, these will certainly double in price in about 5 years, making it a really good investment. Now, if buying quantity is not your thing, that's probably the least desirable thing to do with these Mercury Dimes. Try and shoot for some of the key dates. Shoot for extreme high-grade examples with full split bands. So a couple of dates that come to mind: 1945 Philadelphia. A lot of the teens dates, even the revered 1916D, are all fantastic choices. Now, the 16D, if all you can afford is an XF40 of that coin for what, $1,500, buy it, because it's going to drop about 10 to 20% by the time we see any sort of like flattening of the curve, so to speak. So this is going to, because of the design and just the overall collectability of the coin, we are talking about a coin that is going to remain stable for many years to come. Try and stay away from the low grades, because the lower grades they are, okay, we're talking about scrap at that point. And scrap typically follows the same path as what the spot price is of that precious metal. Okay, in this case, silver. Silver has dropped, even though these coins haven't really dropped. But keeping in mind that your best bet is just to, go for the jugular. Focus on coins that are graded. Now, I would, if you can, try and shoot for the higher grades, where you're going to feel comfortable paying $500 to $1,000. High grades and varieties are all going to be in the mix. The 42/1 is one that I've talked about for the longest time, that I feel like the price is just low enough that it could be quite a heck of a buy. All right, so again, because of the popularity of this design, the Mercury Dimes is the third coin on the list. Now, this next coin I have been preaching for ages. Okay, the capped bust $half series is neatly wedged between very expensive federal age of coins. Okay, that we're talking about the flowing hair and the draped bust era of early $half. Okay, now this is $half, not quarters. Quarters is a very short series, and a lot of the coins are expensive because they have low mintages. But capped bust $half, okay, you have an incredibly popular series that a lot of people collect and very few sell, especially some of those highest grade examples. So the capped bust half series, okay, goes from 1807 all the way up to 1839. Okay, so you have quite a range of dates and various varieties and overtones that you can play around with that are a lot of fun. Again, try and focus on coins that are problem-free with capped bust. Those coins perform absolutely insane on the secondary market, especially if they have some really nice eye appeal. So the 1810s, I feel like, are the biggest bargain decade-wise. You know, there's a lot of coins that could be had that are like VF30 to XF40 for between $200 and $300. Okay, that's not going to stay like that for long. If these coins decide to dip a little bit because of the way the market is currently, we're going to see some of these coins drop a little bit, and as a result, they're going to be a huge buying opportunity in my book. But aside from that, again, the coins I would stay away from, problem coins like this 1826 with the hole, and you have all of these little rim, you know, the rim damage on here. Cull type coins like this 1810, even though this is a little bit tougher date, I would stay away from. And then coins that are kind of questionable. This one right here looks like it was probably cleaned at one point and then retoned to give it some of that patina. So again, focus on coins that are graded by PCGS and NGC. This 1827 is a great choice at $250. If you invested in maybe, you know, 5 to 10 of these, you're going to be in good shape. If you have the ability to buy 100 of them, do so, because these will jump up in price. These are going to be kind of what out of the 5 coins that you see here, the capped bust series is going to be what I call the quote-unquote breakout series in coinage in probably the next 10 years. Okay, it's just these things are going to be prohibitively expensive because of the beauty and just the collectability and the approachableness of this series. There's going to be a lot more collectors, you know, especially in this younger age, that are going to look to buying some of these as an investment coin on their future. So again, focus on graded coins and preferably key dates and neat varieties. Okay, you can get some that have rare varieties that are like R7s and R8s on the rarity scale, and those are fantastic options too. Keep that in mind. The coin can be a lower grade and be an R7, R8, and it would be a fantastic choice. So definitely keep an eye on this one. I've had my eye on this for about the last 5 years, and you know, the prices have been absolutely phenomenal. Okay, they haven't jumped up crazily. At the same token, they haven't crashed through the floor, and they're not going to either. You'll probably see your best buying opportunity now when these things fall about 10%. But aside from that, this is a series that's going to take off here real soon. So that's my number 2 pick. And then finally, the number 1 pick out of it all is going to be Carson City Morgans. Out of all of them, Carson City Morgans. Who doesn't like Carson City, right? That's kind of been the mystique, the old Wild West. And, you know, you could imagine an old cowboy flinging one of these across a bar top, you know, to get his crappy drinking whiskey going. But anyways, Carson City Morgan dollars, based off of what I've seen in the most recent sales, these things are holding strong. I mean, even all of these coins that are raw, They're not even graded. They're not even in their original GSA holders. I mean, take a look at this 1882 CC. About 6 months ago, this is a coin that I could purchase for $209 in the GSA holder. Okay, and you could pretty much guarantee that in a GSA holder, the coin is either going to have a little bit of nice toning or it's going to be problem free. But we're having like serious kind of like issues trying to figure out why people are spending so much money on common date Carson City mortgages that are cleaned or are worn slick, you know, like this low ball 1879 CC, which is a common date. But if I were going to invest any money into it, and I don't know what kind of correction you're going to see on these coins, definitely keep an eye out on them. I would focus on GSA. Keep in mind that grading companies can grade these in their respective GSA holder, which is the government holder. Actually, there's a few examples. So here's a couple common dates. The 1885 CC is not a common date. The 84 CC is. Yeah, it's just crazy. You have incredible market for these coins. But let's see if we can find a GSA with the actual NGC label that they just wrapped around the slab of that GSA holder. And there you go. This particular example is a Mid-State 66 in the original box and card. GSA sold for $670. You're going to see a little bit of price dip on all of these because when worst comes to worst, two things are going to happen. People are going to hold on to these, or if they need the cash right away, they're going to sell it. And unless they do something really crazy and not smart and fire sale what they have for cheap, you're not going to see huge dips on these. And these are going to become extremely desirable here in the next few years, especially once we get out of this thing that we're going through currently. So, with that being said, those are the 5 coins that I'm going to keep an eye out for. You know, maybe you guys have a recommendation as far as another coin that should be on the list. I mean, I only came up with 5. Again, these are all collectible type items, and these are all incredible. All right, so if you're looking to get into coin collecting and you want to make a smart, safe buy, but yet you want to buy something that is incredible, has a lot of history, and you're going to feel proud owning some of these coins, keep in mind the top 5: Seated Liberty, quarters, halves, and dollars. The 2019 S, Enhanced Reverse Silver Eagle. Mercury Dimes, high grades. Capped bust half dollars, problem-free and graded, and preferably a nice rarity. And finally, Carson City Morgan dollars, either graded or GSA holdered, are all fantastic choices, and these are going to enhance in value here in the next 5 to 10 years. It was a pleasure talking to you about all this great stuff. Again, to recap, this is the top 5 coins to watch for heading into April 2020 as the market continues to plummet. You're going to see very little volatility in all these coins. And yeah, by the way, I want to thank you guys for joining. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for instant notification. And as always, Coinaholics, we are discovering together. You guys stay safe, be well, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.